Hello folks, welcome to the latest home video review from us here at FlickDirect, and today's home video review is Knives Out in 4K. Now, if you guys did not catch Knives Out somehow while it was in theaters, Knives Out was essentially a murder mystery film that was written and directed by Rian Johnson that starred an ensemble cast that includes Jamie Lee Curtis, Toni Collette. You also have Christopher Plummer, Michael Shannon, Chris Evans. I mean, the cast here was insane. But to give you guys the short version of the plot, basically a grandfather has been murdered, or it seems like he has been murdered after a family gathering, and as a result, a detective named Benoit Blanc, played by Daniel Craig, who I can't believe I forgot to mention, is basically employed to help solve the mystery. And to give you all my quick review of Knives Out, this movie is not only terrific, but it is so entertaining from start to finish. From moment one, I was never bored throughout this entire film. The performances are amazing, the cinematography looks amazing, I love the music and the twist of this film. There is one I did kind of see coming to an extent, but otherwise this film had me constantly on the edge with the constant twists and turns it was taking, and I thought that Rian Johnson did a phenomenal job of essentially bringing back an old genre, but by bringing some new twists and turns within the murder mystery genre. Getting into the audio and video quality, starting with the video quality, Knives Out in 4K is presented on an aspect ratio of 1.85 by 1, and I gotta tell you right now, Knives Out in 4K looks glorious. Now, if you guys somehow did not see Knives Out in theaters, one thing that I particularly loved about Knives Out when it came to the cinematography especially is that Knives Out felt like an old school fashion filmmaking movie essentially that was brought into modern times. The film was shot digitally, although apparently cinematographer Steve Yedlin was able to convince Rian Johnson, hey, we can take a digital camera and make it look like celluloid. And one thing that I loved about the transfer is that even though it was shot digitally, one thing that I particularly noticed is that how this film looks in 4K is somewhat similar to how an old film would be transferred to 4K, because I'm telling you guys right now, this film in 4K feels like an old celluloid film that was transferred to 4K. It looks that good. The details particularly look amazing, especially when you see close-ups of actors' eyes, the colors and the irises of the eyes, the details and the clothing, how the production design looked, and even the film grain itself looks incredible. Although the film grain isn't particularly, let's say, it doesn't overshadow the video quality, if that makes any sense, but other than that, it looks amazing. Like I said, it feels like an old celluloid movie transferred to modern times, to which I loved, especially about the cinematography for Knives Out. Not to mention that the skin tones look very natural, nothing is overblown, the contrast, especially there are a couple of scenes where they take place in darkness and the black levels look really good. And on to the audio quality, Knives Out is on a Dolby Atmos mix, and what I will say about the mix on Dolby Atmos is that it's not particularly a mix that will blow you away personally, but there are subtle things that you will notice throughout. Like, I mean, I will say though that the dialogue and the ambiance sound really good. When the interviews start showing up, when LaKeith Stanfield is interviewing the members of the family, one thing that I noticed is that every time that the piano is hit, there was a nice little boost, if that makes sense, the piano sounds, especially when you hear the clock ticking. There are subtle things that come off in the mix that you will very much notice without a doubt. And getting into the special features, Knives Out is packed. And when I mean it is packed, this movie on 4K is packed with tons of special features. One of my favorites including a documentary that's almost as long as the film itself, in which it goes over how Rian Johnson wrote the script, how he conceived of it, and it's a very interesting documentary to see how Rian Johnson essentially takes the murder mystery genre and, no pun intended, or pun intended as I sharpens it up. Alright, I know, I'll walk out at this point. There's also two commentaries in which Rian Johnson does appear in both of them. There's also a director and cast Q&A, amongst many others. So all in all, what you get here is a terrific murder mystery, phenomenal video quality, amazing audio quality, with killer special features, so definitely guys, pick this movie up. It is so good. I hope you guys enjoyed our home video review of Knives Out in 4K. If so, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell to see when the latest home video review from us goes live. If you guys want to see any of our previous two home video reviews, please click either right there or there. And of course, until our next home video review, we'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, guys.